Yes, get in there, promotion back on, get that open top bus booked. Hello everybody and welcome back to Very Biased Opinions for another review of another Oxford United game. Today, the Yellows were away at Accrington. A rotten start to the season, the Yellows are hit with injury, hit with illness, and they had some disaster with the coach stuck for 6 hours for some reason, some COVID reason or something like that. So not good for Oxford United all week. Carl Robinson must have smashed some mirrors or ran over some black cats or something, but let's just jump straight into team news. So with all those injuries and illness running through the side, it is a much changed Oxford United lineup. Mark Sykes is out ill. Cameron Brannagan was only fit enough to be on the bench, so it meant James Henry is captaining the side, and Derek O.C. misses out as well. In comes Dan Adjei. Fantastic. Great to see him getting a start. Rob Hall as well. Great to see him getting a start. Who would have thought he'd be starting games when we shipped him off to Forest Green at the middle of last season. And Anthony Ford getting a start in midfield. That is good stuff as well. That does show that we have got depth in this squad. It is still a good Oxford United lineup, despite the fact it's not got a lot of the first team, or some of the first team regulars in it. Accrington Stanley, let's have a look at them. While they make two changes from the side that lost at Burton Albion last weekend, Allen and Rogers come into the side. But let's be honest, it has been a bad start to the season. Accrington Stanley away, or whenever you play Accrington, and this is no disrespect to Accrington Stanley, this is a game Oxford United expect to win. But that doesn't always happen. We know Accrington Stanley are tough. Let's put the cliches out there. It's going to be a battle. You don't have to look back too far. 2 seasons ago, when Accrington Stanley did the double over us and absolutely smashed us at the Crown Ground, Wham Stadium, whatever you're going to call it. John Coleman does a superb job with this club, and you know it's going to be a tricky game. We need something. We need something. Let's see how we got on. And we got what we needed. Yes, Oxford season is up and running. A fantastic result in the end. There were nervy moments in there. Wasn't always the best performance, but light years away, and light years better, I should say, than what we've seen previously. It ended up being a thumping win for Oxford United. It ended Accrington Stanley 1, Oxford United 4. So a great result and a great win for Oxford United, but the game didn't start like that. The first 15 minutes of this game were god-awful. They were dreadful. Very frantic from both sides very edgy, tons of mistakes, and it just hoping that wasn't going to be the case all the way through. But Oxford did get better in this game and started to create chances. It all started where we got like 2 or 3 corners, I think it was 3 corners actually in a row, and we actually looked like we were going to create something from these corners. They produced some good movement from the players, some good corner routines. Adjei hit the bar with like a header, looping header. It looked like it was going to go over and just clip the bar. But from the next corner Oxford had, Atkinson had a shot cleared off the line by Pritchard. It came to him at the back post. Good volley, got it on target, but Pritchard was just there to stop it on the line. The chances were coming. We just needed to take one. The next great chance came to Taylor. He got in a bit of space. He actually got clean through. It was one of those ones where the ball, he was running onto it, the ball was bouncing, keeper was charging out. It seemed obvious that it was going to chip it. He just didn't get the chip quite right, and the keeper was able to catch it on the edge of the box. Another chance goes begging. And as half-time crept forward, it looked like it was going to be 0-0, but Oxford got the breakthrough and their first goal of the season right on the stroke of half-time. It was good work by Taylor out wide. He got the ball into Adjei, who drove to the byline, did really well, and he got the ball across. Hall missed it, but there was James Henry, the ever-reliable James Henry, to stick the ball in from about 2 yards. It was deserved by Oxford. They played much better, and finally we had something to smile about. So this second half, well, it was crazy. It was absolutely nuts. It ended up seeing 4 goals in this second half, but there were nervy moments for sure. You knew Oxford needed a second goal in this game. You thought it was very unlikely that we would hold Accrington to 0, especially how bad we are at defending free kicks and set pieces, but I don't think Oxford did a bad job of that. That is one of Accrington's key strengths, is their set pieces, and I think Oxford defended much better today as a group. But the pressure did grow, and you felt Oxford getting more nervous and hanging hanging on, and they did buckle under that pressure, I must say. It was a rush of blood by Simon Eastwood, who's been really good this season, but you know he's been really conscious about trying to run out and catch things and clear things off the back of that play off defeat where him and Moore made a mistake. And he runs out to try and claim a pretty routine ball into the box from a free kick. Gets nowhere near it, ends up punching the Accrington player in the face. Referee, though, goes, no penalty. You could see that clearly on the video, but then obviously the linesman's flag and the Accrington players are going crazy, and he ends up changing his mind and giving the penalty. And I think it was a Stonewall penalty. I'll be interested to see what people think in the comments, but for me, that is a penalty all day long. So it gave Accrington the chance to level it up. 71 minutes on the clock. Cassidy slammed in the penalty, 1-1, and now you're thinking of all the good work Oxford have done in this game. Is it going to be undone? No is the answer to that, as Oxford got back into the lead straight away from the very next attack. A minute later, Joel Cooper, who actually did really well when he came on, got a cross in on the left-hand side, and Oxford got a huge slice of luck. The clearance hit Brannagan and went into the back of the net. All the bad luck that Oxford have had this season, all the bad luck that Oxford have had this week, fully turned around in that one moment. Oxford desperately needed something. They got it. Brannagan, at that point, not the best goal of the season, but second best. And then the game took another turn towards Oxford United. There was, again, a melee at a set piece. I think Eastwood made a bit of a mistake, but did recover on it. It was one of those ones where it was just a crowd of body and frantically people kicking at it. Ended up with Charles getting a red card for Accrington Stanley. I must be honest, I don't think anybody saw what he did. I don't think on the camera, on the replay, they didn't show anything. There was clearly something that he did to Elliot Moore that upset the Oxford players, and the linesman saw it, and he ended up getting a red card. If there's any Accrington fans watching this, I'm really interested to know your thoughts on this whole game and on that instant as well, because that really turned the tide Oxford's favour. We felt Oxford would take the points in this game from that moment on, but they still needed to be resolute. You knew Accrington could still create chances from set pieces. Oxford did their best to try and give Accrington chances with giving away sloppy fouls, one in particular on the edge of the box, which luckily got deflected behind for a corner. But Oxford sewed this game up. The one thing this performance was missing was goals from the gun striker, and that was it. Matt Taylor desperately needed a goal, and thankfully those goals came. The first one, brilliant. I actually say both goals were really good from Taylor, but individual goal for the first one, a long ball, aimless ball hit up to him. He does really well to control it on the chest, brings it inside, smashes it past the keeper. Relief all around, but then about a couple of minutes later, maybe even more, he gets the second goal as well. His second, Oxford's fourth. Ball into the box, header. Keeper should have saved it. It gets away from him and goes over the line. And it ends up being a perfect result, really, doesn't it? I mean, no one at half-time, when it was only 1-0, you didn't think Oxford would run away such comfortable winners. But, you know, happy days. Generally, a much improved Oxford United performance. After that frantic opening where everything was really scrappy, I do think there was genuine improvement in Oxford's play. They moved the ball a lot quicker. They passed it around, created chances. The likes of Hall, I thought was really... I like him as a player just because he tries to create things all the time. He's not afraid to shoot. He's not afraid to take people on. Yes, he will make mistakes. Adji as well. He's a guy I always harp on about him. He drives the game forward. He is erratic and he does make mistakes, and sometimes his decision making is not there, but I do think he played well. I thought Kelly played well in midfield. I thought Ford again put in a good performance. Such a versatile player. He shows that he's not just an afterthought right back in this side and can definitely do a job in a number of places, including midfield. Clare did well at fullback as well. I thought that was his best performance. There's times where he still gets caught out in position, but I generally thought he did play a lot better and defensively looked a lot more solid. And skipper James Henry, you know, what can you say? He produces when we need it. He's been a bit quiet this season, but he put in a good display too. As did Cam Brannagan for the little cameo. He played too. Much better feeling for all Oxford fans and a much better result. Well done to Carl Robinson and the boys. It must have been a horrible week with all the illness and injuries going around the place. But I do think Robinson got his tactics spot on. I think the team produced a great performance. As I always say, enjoy it, Oxford fans, and that'll just about do it for this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give your comments down below. I'm really interested to know your thoughts on the game, whether you're an Oxford fan or an Accrington fan, or even just a neutral commenting on it as well. Please give the video a thumbs up. That helps us out so much on YouTube. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and the notify bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. So I'm off to enjoy a Saturday night on the back of a great Oxford win. The season starts here, folks, and all that jazz. Let's hope this starts like a winning run now. Crewe Alexandra at home is the next home game next Saturday, and I'll be back reviewing that one. I will see you soon.